Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in any part of the world. I am Jackson Smith and I am your presenter for this day, January the 27th, 2017. And we're gearing up for an exciting tax season. That's right, it is that time again where folks are getting their W-2s and their 1099s and their INTs, 1099. I'm telling you, it is really an exciting times, and there's a lot of different questions about, who, what, or when. When should I file? Where's my refund? Oh my goodness, it's just an exciting time. And so what I had decided was I was going to give you guys a brief tutorial on the online version of TurboTax. And for those of you who are new, welcome. There is some exciting things that you're going to learn and explore. It's going to be fantastic. And those of you that have been with TurboTax for a while, who've used the software or who use the online version, will come and say, wow, there's a lot of changes. Well, that's the great thing about Intuit TurboTax is that they're always improving their products, right? And so I'm going to go through the TurboTax online version today. We're going to do so really quickly just to give you an idea of how to navigate around and through it. Okay, we're not going to get involved in a lot of the calculations that happens in the background, but we certainly are going to take a look and show you how to get around it so you're not stuck in a loop, okay, so to speak. And I've heard that many times before. It's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in a loop. But this video is going to help you to navigate through and to be very successful with using this particular platform. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. Okay, whenever you log into your online account, and for those of you who are new, once you have established a new account and you log in, it's going to take you to this beautiful My Tax Timeline. Okay, and from here we can decide on a few options. Okay, and the great thing about this here is I love it because it says here, if you can see right underneath My Tax Timeline 2016, and then it says here you can access your download software, right? So if you have any software in the past that you purchased, you can actually click on here and it'll take you to a page where you can actually, and let's go there really quickly. Okay, all right, so here you can go and access any of your downloads, folks. All right, so I don't have any downloads right now, okay, any unlocked, but clicking on that item will take you there. Okay, so let us go back. All right, so now it says, hi there, it's great to have you back. Okay, tell us what's new. We'll recommend a product to get you started. Okay, and then what I really like about this is that you could select any of these items and it'll put you in the correct product. So say for an example, if you're single, right? And if you're single, it'll choose absolute zero. But then you're just not single. You maybe have some dependents, some children. Maybe you own a home, okay? You see, now you own a home and it puts you in the deluxe product, okay? So you want to maximize your deductions and credits. Yeah, okay, fantastic. You can go ahead and do that. You're still in the deluxe products. But say you own, sold some stocks or bond, or maybe you own rental property. Okay, so you select that and then it puts you in the premier, right? Or say you're self-employed or you're an independent contractor with a 1099 form that was provided to you. You go ahead and select that and now you're in self-employed. But look, it may be you may have different scenarios. So maybe you are single, all right, have no children, you don't own a home, say you rent, but you certainly do want to maximize your deduction, right? So it puts you in the deluxe. But say you didn't have any stocks or bond, but you received a 1099, you did some some yard work, maybe you was an artist, or maybe if you did some freelance work or worked on someone's website, anything that would qualify for you to be self-employed, you'll click there and it'll put you in the right product. So these icons are beautiful for, if you're unsure of what product to choose, you can certainly go ahead and click on those icons and it'll assist you in putting you in the right products, okay? But we're going to start here very basic, and we're going to say that we're single, all right, and maybe on no, we're going to just say we're single, okay? All right, we're going to be single with no dependents, all right? Fantastic. And we're going to choose that product, right? So it tells us, right? It tells us easy, what the Federal Free has is the easy prep, print, and e-file, calculations guaranteed. You can jumpstart your refund by automatically importing your W-2 tax forms, right? You have expanded set of self-help tools and support from our tax community to get answers for you 24/7. Now, here's a great thing about this, folks. This lists out all of the various different things that the different products has, okay? So the online version has the Federal Free, it has the Deluxe, it has the Premier, and it has the Self-Employed. And if you take a look, it tells you what is contained in each, okay? So this is beautiful. But again, you could select the icons up here, and it's going to put you in the right product. So this is what I really like about this particular page. And then also, if you're one of our returning customers who had filed in the past, right, and maybe you need your previous year's return, you need that AGI amount to e-file, okay, this is where you would look for your prior year return. Okay, it says look for prior year return, and if you go here and load my tax timeline, all right, okay, great, and then it will show you what years that you filed in the past. If this is shaded green, okay, then that lets you know that that you filed in that particular year. If, and let me go up and show you, if it looks sort of like this here, okay, where it's not shaded green, then that means that you didn't file in a particular year, okay? So now, real interesting thing about prior year returns is this. Okay, if you go ahead and click on this arrow, it's give you a drop down menu, and say you want to access that prior year return because you need the AGI amount, or for whatever reason, maybe you need it for you're filing for student aid, you're trying to obtain a loan, or maybe you're about to purchase a home and the finance company, the banks are requesting it. So let's go ahead and download, print, return PDF. Now here's the thing, folks. It says here, it looks like you need plus benefits to instantly access your TurboTax returns. Pro tips: the IRS charges $50 for a copy and takes up to 75 days. So listen, plus is $29.95. So it makes sense to go ahead and upgrade to plus to do that. But here's the caveat. In order to access your prior year returns, folks, you have to be either a current subscribing member, paying member of TurboTax, or upgrade to TurboTax Plus. And then you'll be able to access all of your prior year tax returns. But again, you have to be a subscribing member of a current subscribing member of TurboTax, meaning you have the Deluxe, meaning you have the Premier, you have the Home and Business. You have purchased that current year, you have a current year subscription, okay? You're a current subscribing member, or you can upgrade to TurboTax Plus for $29.95. And it certainly beats having to pay the IRS $50 additional. So, and then it takes a little longer to get that from the IRS. Okay, so that's a little background about the accessing the prior year returns. Now, there's some additional steps that we need to take when we are upgrading. And so, but we're going to do this, folks. All right, we're going to go ahead and select that. We're going to start for free. We're single. We're going to start for free, absolute zero. We're going to start there, right? Okay. And it says, we saved your info from last year to automatically import it to this year. Did you know you can talk one-on-one with our live experts? Fantastic. So now here's the thing, folks. Because if you're a federal free user, okay, you have to upgrade to TurboTax Plus to have your information imported over. Now, for Deluxe, Premier, and Self-Employed, there's no additional cost to import, okay? That component is built within that particular product. But if you're using the Federal Free Edition, okay, you're going to have to upgrade to Plus in order to pull that information over, okay? All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So it's pulling all of your saved info from last year. Oh, It's saving me a lot of work, right? So here with the plus helping tools, you get prior year import, you get live expert advice, you get my analysis and advice, you get 24/7 tax return access, and you get my docs, which is a really great tool, and we'll see that in a minute. But let's explain really quickly each one of these here. So prior year info import, we'll import last year's tax info such as personal information, last year's income, previous tax break, your AGI or e-filing PIN. Okay, you get live expert advice. You talk one-on-one with experts, CPAs, and enrolled agents who will provide answers and guidance for things like resolving questions you may have before you file, federal tax advice for student loans, my analysis and advice. You can know more about what impacts your refund with personalized reports and improve next year with tips about health insurance and taxes, paycheck withholding amounts, savings for retirement. You get access for 24/7 tax return access, okay? So you use previous returns for things like applying for loans, as I mentioned before, financing a mortgage loan, qualifying for student aid, including FAFSA, okay? And then you have My Docs, which store, access, and protect your important tax documents at any time, such as W-2s, current and prior year returns, 1099-E, and 1098-T, okay? So things are looking. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, fantastic. So, we have we've upgraded to plus, so we're going to go ahead and keep the plus. All right, fantastic. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so now it asks us how are we feeling about our taxes? We'll say good. And folks, I'm just going to streamline this so that we can get to the real basis of the TurboTax Online. Okay, so once everything has been imported, now it'll bring you to your tax timeline where now you can actually, or your tax return where you can actually begin on that personal info. So it says, let's finish your personal info. Okay, and so here, folks, and as you can see, we're in the federal free edition. Okay, so now actually it charged me, and we have to still enter a few information. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put first name as account. All right, last name squad. We're going to enter all this information. Okay. Okay, and so we've entered all the your personal information. Name, count squad, date of birth, social security number, occupation, was you a member of the U.S. Armed Forces, what state did you live in, did you live in another state, few other things you need to know. All of that information in the personal section was entered. So it moves to the let's confirm your marital status. There it is, single. Was at least one of your parents alive as of December 1/16? I'll say no. Okay. All right. Do you have children or spouse or you support someone? I'll say no. But if you did, you would select yes, and then and that's for purposes of deductions and credits. But I'll say no. We're going to keep it simple, folks. We just want to get through this. Okay. And let's enter your current address. And so after we've entered the mailing address, it then asks us a series of other questions. Did you make money in other states? I'll say no. We just want to keep it simple, folks. We just want to get you through. All right, here's the best filing status for you. Single. Why do I get this filing status? And it tells you why, okay? All right, so here, folks, TurboTax Online is a self-help tool. And so it gives you an explanation. Did that explain why? Yes or no? And so it can go through there. Let's go ahead and say no. All right. Okay, we'll go over your numbers again before you file. Okay, that's the fantastic things about it. Okay, so but here, why do you file? Why do I get this filing status? Let's go ahead and check there. Okay. Because you weren't married, single is right for you. This will give you the maximum refund on your taxes this year. Here's what we also check for you. Head of household, married filing separately, qualifying widow, married filing jointly. So this helps to answer any of those questions that you might have, right? Okay, let's go ahead and continue. All right, so then it gives us the personal summary page, okay? And if I needed to make any corrections, I can go ahead and go in and edit that, right? I can go in and edit it, okay? So personal info, I can edit. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, and it'll take us back through that. It'll prompt us again to go through all the items again. All right, if I needed to change my marital status, my mailing address that I entered, any other state income, I chose Texas, and we know that Texas doesn't have any state income. Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue. Okay, so now since we're done with the personal info section, you see right here's the personal info. All right, once we were done with that, it had taken us directly to the federal taxes. Okay, all right, and so before we now again we can go into the calculations, wages and income, deduction and credits there, health insurance there, right? uh, other tax situations there, okay, where you can go and you can select any of your items. And we'll spend greater time with this at another point. But I just want to get you guys familiar with how to navigate through the TurboTax Online. That is the purpose for this. We didn't want to get primarily into all of the calculations, but we just want to get you familiar with it. So now with wages and income, it's very, very important. All of these items are important. But again, TurboTax Online is designed to assist you in walking you through, okay? So if you had a job or W-2, or if you had a 1099, okay, you can go ahead and click start there, okay? You'll get that W-2 form, right? And you can work on my W-2 now. You go ahead and continue, right? All right, you can enter all that information in. So say the employer, okay? Okay. All right, give me 1 second. And so this is where you would enter the employer information, okay? Your W-2. There have been folks that have called in, maybe particularly looking for their W-2 information, right? And so you thinking, you may be a person that says, man, I don't know, I don't have my W-2 from last year. I lost it and I need it to file my tax or to present it to someone. Well, if you file in previous years, you're able to obtain that W-2 information. You may not be able to obtain the actual copy. If you lost it, you may have to go back to your employer. But certainly if you file, you can always go back into your wages and income. It'll have all of the information that was contained on that W-2 because you entered it exactly as it appears. The employer identification number, employer name, all right, the address, okay? And because this is, pretty much, a fictional account, I call it a smart count. Some folks say dummy account, but this is a smart count. We'll just put in a lot of smart numbers, but they're not factual. They're just here to demonstrate what is contained in that W-2. So you can pull that information. This is where you would go. Okay, second to that, okay, if you wanted to continue, you could. And to continue, you can also go and add additional W-2s, right? Okay, or you can go and add, say, 1099, whatever you need to, as far as wages and income, you certainly can enter that. Now, if you notice, as I enter my wages and income, it shows here that now I have a federal tax that's due. This is a running total. And so as you go through and you enter various different items, deduction and credit, health insurance, maybe other tax situations, you're going to see this fluctuate up and down. So this will not be the same until you go to file, okay? Then this will, when you're at the place where you're filing, this will be the final amount, right? But during these stages here, deduction and credit, health insurance, other tax situations. Uh, it's going to fluctuate. All right. So we're in the federal taxes tab, right? Now let's go over to state taxes. Okay. State taxes. And here's the great thing about the way that TurboTax Online is set up. Okay. You always do the federal first because all of the information from the federal flows to your state return. Okay. It goes directly into your state return. So there's no more inputting of W-2s or anything like that. All of the data is transferred over. All you have to do is then continue on with the state and answer the questions that's specific to that particular state. But here in Texas, Texas doesn't require you to file a state return, so we'll skip the state section. Okay? And then we'll go to review. We'll go ahead and it says we could save you money on your taxes based on what you've entered so far. It looks like you haven't had a chance to visit deductions and credits section of the program yet. And we know that because we stated we weren't going to get really into the computations or anything. We're just navigating around, okay? In the next section, I'll have a completed return, and then I'll cover all of those items, okay? All right, so we'll go ahead and continue. All right. And same thing with healthcare. Says not finished. Okay. But we're going to continue just so that you guys will get an idea. It goes through and checks your info. Okay. If it's ready to e-file, it'll let you know that. If there's any items that needs to be fixed, it'll let you know that as well. Okay. You're ready. You're just about ready to file. But first, here's the result of our complete check. There's one detail for you to review. Fantastic. There's only one item. All right. Answers to review. Okay. Let's go ahead and review. All right. And this is where it's the healthcare sheet. Okay. You have to complete the healthcare. All right. Let's go ahead and check that box. I'm just doing this just to get past here. All right. Good. You're good to go. You're ready to file. Let's go ahead and continue. All right. Your final numbers. Federal taxes due. It's $10,481. Oh, wow. I owe a lot. Okay. All right. All right. So then it gets here and it asks us, do I want to add any benefits? I'm going to say, with $10,000 that I owe, yeah, I think I may want to add the benefits to it. So yeah, I'll add the benefits. With the max, and we'll go back and for the max assist and defend. With the max assist and defend, you get audit defense. Okay, if you're randomly audited by the IRS, a dedicated expert will represent you, including talking to the IRS. Your return is covered for as long as it can be audited. Okay, tax identity restoration. If someone files with your Social Security number to get a refund, a certified identity restoration specialist will help you. Okay, identity theft monitoring. Okay, and priority care. So I'm going to go ahead and add these benefits. Okay. All right, great. Now you have a total peace of mind with max benefits. Fantastic. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue. Now it's going to determine the best filing option. Okay, we're going to go ahead and review the order. Okay. All right. And right now we're sitting at, we have the plus because we imported. Okay, we got a head start. We transferred last year info to save time, and it immediately put us in the plus benefits. And many times folks will wonder why they have to pay this amount, but this is the reason why. Primarily because the information was transferred into their return, their current year return, and then they have that 24 access to their past returns. So, you know, remember we stated that to access prior year returns, you have to be a current subscribing member of TurboTax or upgrade to TurboTax Plus. And then we have the Max Assist and Defend. Okay, so now let's go ahead and view the payment options because the total is $69.98. All right. The payment options are you can pay with a credit card or pay with a federal refund. But here's the thing, folks. We owe $10,481, right? And so we're not going to be able to pay with our federal refund. If this was amount that was due us, right, then we certainly could pay that $69.98 with the federal refund. Now, here's the thing, folks. When you opt to have your fees deducted from your federal return refund, there is what's called a refund processing service that that handles that. Okay, and there is a charge for that. It's $34.99. Okay, to have those fees deducted from your federal return. Now, it takes typically about 21 days for your refunds to be deposited into your account. But yeah, in the event that there's any offsets or what have you, then your account may be auto debited as a result. Okay, but we'll get into that a little later. But here, let's attempt to pay with the federal refund and see what it says here. We need to consent to proceed with this payment. Okay. All right. Not a problem. Well, I'll consent. All right. And today's date. I agree. And it says here, we're sorry, we are unable to deduct your TurboTax fees from your federal refund because you do not have a federal refund and you are less than 18 years of age. Proceed to the next step to pay with a credit card. We'll go ahead and continue, and we'll go ahead and pay with that credit card. Folks, I'm not going to pay today, but once I've paid and I hit pay now, it'll take me to the next step where I can then go ahead and e-file. Okay, and so many times customers are thinking that after they pay with a credit card that process has been completed. But no, they have to actually go a couple other steps actually to file. Okay. All right. So once we're done with that process, let me give you eyes to a couple other things. Okay. Right up at the top here is the Tool Center. Okay. Let's go to Tools. All right. So the great thing about Tools is you can click for a topic search. Okay. And say you're interested about form, injured spouse or any kind of forms or what have you, right? This is where you can find this. Okay. So a customer calls in and they're looking for form 8379. Okay. All right, there it is, injured spouse. Then you click go. Okay. It'll take you directly there, right? And then you can assist your customer. Oh, isn't that beautiful? That's really, really nice. Let's go back. All right. So let's say earned income credit, EIC. All right. It'll go right there. It'll go right to the location. All right. Isn't that nice? All right. It turns out you don't qualify for earned income credit. Okay. So use your tools, folks. This is going to really, really help you if you're unsure of where to go. All right. Then you have a topic list. All right. You have the topic list, and it'll show you exactly where you are. All right. This is fantastic. All right. But I'm going to close out of here. All right. And then we have, let's go back to, all right. So you can view your, we'll start here. My fees. Okay. It tells you what your fees are. Max Assist and Defend, TurboTax Free, plus Helping Tools, $69.98. That's nice. All right. Let's go back to Tools. Then we have View Tax Summary. Okay. So you can get a snap. Now, the interesting thing with online version is that you don't have forms mode. Like you can't go right into the form and make any kind of corrections. Okay. But you can review your tax summary. And here it shows total income, 82,000, itemized deductions, exemption amount. You can go down and it shows you, right? Which form 1040 to file. It shows 1040 EZ. All right. Now, all right. Here's the thing. You can also preview your 1040. Okay. So you want to know what that 1040 is going to look like. Okay. There it is, folks. And guess what? All of the information that you entered is there. All the information that you entered is there. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. All right. Fantastic. All right. So let's go back. All right. So now we're going to go to tools again, and we're going to click clear and start over. Say you just, you know, and I caution to be careful when using this, because if you have a lot of data entered, all right, it's not a good idea to go ahead and clear that over. You may want to go to the item that you're having a difficulty and see if you can make the corrections there, because clearing and starting over is going to clear out everything that you entered. Okay, all right, and so, but once this return is registered, say once a customer has paid for their TurboTax, their refund, once they got to the pay now section and they paid, they won't be able to clear and start over. It's done. It's over. They can't do it anymore. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. All right, so let's go to tools again. We're going to go really, really quickly here. All right, so you can delete a form. Okay, you can go to these forms and delete. All right, but again, be very careful with using these. All right, I much rather use the topic search and go to a particular item and correct it, rather than going to delete a form. But if a customer is interested in deleting the form altogether, you can do that. Okay, all right, let's see here. Give me one moment. Let's go back to tools. All right, so you can save your 26 return to your computer. Okay, you can save that information to the computer, and as you can see to the bottom left hand corner, there's a tax return file, a .tax 2016 file that has been deposited to your downloads. Okay, all right, fantastic. All right, so you can file an extension here. Okay, when it's time to when it's coming up time to the deadline, you can file an extension, and you can do so right from here. You can share a file with an agent. So an agent is on the phone and you're having a little trouble. You can certainly, this option will create a diagnostic copy of your tax data file that replaces name, address, social security numbers, and personal data specific to your particular return with generic data, right? So it'll switch things around, so that agent won't know any personal identifiable information, but they'll be able to see your screen or see your data and assist you with filing that return. Okay, and then lastly, all right, so give me 1 second here. All right, and then I'm sorry, and then a protected copy of your return has been sent. Your token number, it provides a token number, but we'll get into that a little later. Okay, all right, give me 1 second. All right, and then lastly, folks, show TurboTax Online version information. Okay, all right, excellent. All right, and so basically, let's go back to the tax timeline. Okay. Now, great thing about this as well, if you're on a call with an agent, and you may say, or they may say to you, we would like to share your screen. And to do that, real quickly, real easily, you will hold down the shift key, and while you're holding down the shift key, you're going to press enter. Hold it there for a little bit. All right, and what you'll see is this 6-digit code that's going to pop up on the right hand of the screen. It's going to say Smart Look. It says give this secure code to your expert so they can see your screen. So you'll provide that number to your agent, and then once they'll be able to connect and actually see your screen. So that's a beautiful tool. All right, and lastly, we're going to take a look at my docs. Okay, I don't have any docs in here. All right. All right. But it tells me I have to upgrade, all right, in order to do so. All right. What else? What else I want you guys to know before I go? All right. Okay. There is some other information that I need for you guys to know. Give me 1 second. Okay, fantastic. All right. So, really quickly. So we covered the tools, the print center. Okay. Now the print center is now this is where you want to be really, really careful, folks. If a customer calls and they're looking for their prior year return, and they've gone to access it, and it tells them that they need to upgrade, they'll more than likely they'll come here first and click on Print Center. They'll see that, and then they'll go to where it says Print or View a Prior Year Return, and let me show you what happens. All right. All right. Let me show you what happens. They want to print their return, but it takes them back here looking for prior year return. So they're excited. Okay, yeah, I want my prior year return. Let me go ahead and get it here, right? So they're there and they're thinking, and their heart is racing, pupils dilating. They're like, yeah, I'm about to get my 2015 tax. And then once they go to download it, oops, looks like you need to upgrade to plus. So like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Follow instruction. You know, they may follow that and they may not. They'll get caught in this loop, right? But I'm going to tell you really simple how to do it. All right. Remember, in order to access your prior year return, you have to be either a current subscribing member of TurboTax or Purchase Plus. So you want to ask the question, okay, are you filing your 2016 tax return this year? Yeah, okay. Well, what product will you be using? I normally use the Deluxe. Okay, fine. We'll go ahead and purchase that now, and then that'll gain you access to your return, and you'll be able to do your 2016 return. Great. Or if they're not looking to purchase or do their taxes now, they can upgrade to Plus, right? And remember, we're already upgraded, so we don't have to go and do anything. We already upgraded to Plus from the Federal Free Edition, okay? So all we would have to do in that particular case is click on where it says print, save, or preview this year's return, okay? And then pay now, right? And once we pay now, it'll then allow us to go and download that prior year return. Okay, so after we paid, then we will go back to Print Center and print or view a prior year return. But other than that, we would have to, as I mentioned, we would have to pay. All right, so that deals with that. So let's go. We dealt with clear and start over. Account settings, okay? This is a good one, folks. Yeah, this is really, really good. I want to share this with you. All right, so now with the account settings, this is good for identifying whether a customer is in their right account or not, okay? If a customer calls in and they're looking for their prior year return, right? Or if you are in if you're in your account, right, you want to make sure you're in the right one. So you do that by going to account settings. Here you have your name. You can edit that, right? User ID. All right, this is very important because it's tied to your prior year return. It's tied to the downloads that was sent to you. Okay, your email address. You always can update this and change. Right now, this is currently verified. Right, you can go ahead and add your address there. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added the address. I click edit and added the information. Now here, if you're looking for your downloads, right? Say an agent push you a download, you purchase the download and you're trying to locate it and you're already in your online account, simply click on where it says billing and shipping, TurboTax CD download, click here. All right, so it'll take you to the billing and shipping information. Make sure this information is entered, right, correctly. All right, and then on the left hand side here, you can click downloads and unlocks. Okay, and then it'll show whether you have any downloads, unlocks, all right, support, help. Okay, so now, and these are the orders and purchases. All right, so let's go ahead and look at order status. We're already there. All right, so this will give you an idea. Say you are, like I am, a TurboTax Advantage member. Okay, you can update your personal info, update your address, update your credit card, change the product, access your downloads. You can also check the order status by last name, phone number, credit card, order number, or zip code. Okay, and then also my tax documents, where we had talked about before. And it took us to back to our timeline, where we can go to my tax timeline and then my docs. Okay, so the last thing that I'm gonna share with you today, uh, your docs let you store, access, and protect your important tax documents in one place, so you can easily access them when it comes time to do your taxes, or anytime you want, right? So you can store up to 100 megabytes of important documents, such as scanned receipts, payment confirmation, tax form, whatever you would otherwise keep in a shoebox, you can keep right here in my TurboTax your tax documents. And one last thing, folks. If you need to search, all right, say you do earned income credit, again, you can search EIC, right? All right, and click search. All right, or I was looking for, let me see here. W2, let's type in W2. And it tells you all the different items you can search, okay? Okay. One other thing, I just wanted to share this with you. And there's so much things, so many different items you can do. But let's take a look at that W2 again. And this shows you how to import the W2. All right, how do I import W2? How do I delete a W2? Okay, so here it tells you. All right, open, let's import your W2. Open, continue your return in TurboTax if you haven't done it already. Inside TurboTax, search W2. All right, let's see here. And jump to link. All right, that's the way it's supposed to be. All right. Where's the jump to? Okay. But it goes through and it shows you exactly what you need to do, folks. So the search items is really, really great tool. We'll cover more about imports and all of those things in another segment when we get into calculations. But right now, we're just dealing with the navigation of the online, the TurboTax Online. That concludes this segment. It's been fun, and I'll talk to you guys on the other side.